Long before Darth Maul ever drew his twin blades, a brilliant Jedi prodigy abandoned the light, revolutionized lightsaber combat forever, and ignited a galactic war that nearly brought the Old Republic to its knees. Greetings, my fellow scruffy-looking Nerf Herders, and welcome back to the Infernal Brotherhood. When we explore the ancient history of the Sith, one name stands above the rest as the absolute architect of ruin in the Old Republic. Today, we open the Holocron on the definitive Dark Lord of the Tales of the Jedi era, Exar Kun. He wasn't a victim of tragic circumstances or chemical poisoning like his apprentice Ulic Qel-Droma. Exar Kun was driven by pure, unchecked hubris and an insatiable hunger for forbidden knowledge. From his early days as a premier duelist to his terrifying ascension on Yavin 4, this is the complete chronicle of the man who chose damnation, reshaped the Sith forever, and achieved a horrific form of immortality. Exar Kun began his journey as the most promising student of the legendary Jedi Master Vodo-Siosk Bass. Kun was an absolute prodigy. He possessed an unparalleled mastery of lightsaber combat, physical prowess, and a deep magnetic charisma. But his immense talent fed a dangerous, towering ego. Kun became utterly obsessed with the ancient history of the Sith, not to destroy them, but because he believed the Jedi Order was deliberately withholding greater power from him. Master Vodo routinely warned him that his pride would be his undoing, but Kun openly mocked his master's cautious philosophy. During a heated sparring session, Kun defeated his fellow student Credo, and then took it a step further by challenging Master Vodo himself. Utilizing a second lightsaber to overwhelm his master's traditional wooden staff, Kun proved his martial dominance, abandoned his master, and left the Jedi behind to seek out the ancient dark side secrets he felt he rightfully deserved. His pursuit of dark side artifacts brought him straight to the volatile world of Onderon, right in the wake of the Freedon Nad uprising. Kun forced his way into the obsidian vaults on the jungle moon of Zun, breaching the iron-sealed tomb of Freedon Nad. The ancient Dark Lord's spirit manifested, recognizing Kun's boundless ambition. Feeding his ego, Nad's ghost directed the young rogue to the ancient Sith cemetery world of Korriban. It was on Korriban that Kun's fate was permanently sealed. While exploring the subterranean tombs of the ancient Sith lords, Nad's spirit caused a catastrophic cave-in, trapping Kun beneath tons of stone and shattering his bones. Helpless and screaming in agony, Kun was given an ultimatum by Freedon Nad: die alone in the dark, or embrace the dark side to heal his broken body. Refusing to die, Kun gave in. He channeled his immense rage and surrendered to the dark side. His body instantly mended, but the cost was absolute. The light within Exar Kun was permanently extinguished. Nad then commanded Kun to travel to the remote jungle moon of Yavin 4. There, Kun encountered the brutal primitive Massassi warriors, a red-skinned species mutated by ancient Sith alchemy. The Massassi instantly captured him, preparing to sacrifice Kun to a monstrous dark-side entity known as the Sith Worm. Realizing that Freedon Nad was merely using him as a puppet to facilitate his own physical resurrection, Kun's raw survival instinct kicked in. He seized an ancient Sith amulet resting in the temple, channeling its immense hidden energy to obliterate the Sith Worm and enslave the entire Massassi race. Empowered by his true ascension, Kun turned on Freedon Nad's ghost, using the amulet's energy to completely banish Nad's spirit from existence. Now the absolute master of Yavin 4, Kun forced the Massassi to build massive sweeping temple complexes designed to focus dark side energy. It was during this era of intense isolation that Kun revolutionized galactic warfare. He modified his lightsaber, adding a second emitter to the pommel and installing custom controls to alter the blade's length and intensity mid-swing. With this invention, Exar Kun became the first recorded wielder of the double-bladed lightsaber, a weapon specifically designed to completely overwhelm traditional Jedi defensive forms. With his weapon finalized and his power absolute, Kun sought to eliminate any rivals to his throne. This brought him to the Empress Teta system, where he confronted the Krath military machine and engaged in a catastrophic duel with another Jedi prodigy, Ulic Qel-Droma. As their blades clashed, their ancient Sith amulets reacted violently, projecting the gargantuan spirit of the ancient Sith Emperor, Marka Ragnos. The spirit intervened, binding them together. Ragnos branded Kun as the definitive Dark Lord of the Sith and Ulic as his primary apprentice, launching the Great Sith War. Kun's strategy was terrifyingly calculated. He traveled to the library world of Ossus, using his dark charisma to corrupt dozens of impressionable Jedi students, forming a fanatical cult of Sith acolytes. He ordered these students to return to their respective masters and execute them in cold blood, fracturing the leadership of the Jedi Order. When Ulic Qel-Droma was captured during a reckless siege of Coruscant, Exar Kun launched a brazen, jaw-dropping rescue operation. He marched directly into the Galactic Senate chamber with his Mandalorian Crusaders, using powerful Sith stasis magic to freeze thousands of senators in their seats. When his old instructor, Master Vodo-Siosk Bass, stepped forward to stop him, Kun ignited his revolutionary double-bladed lightsaber. The unorthodox weapon completely caught Vodo off guard, and Kun brutally executed his former master on the Senate floor before walking out completely untouched. The war reached its horrifying climax back on Ossus, where Ulic Qel-Droma murdered his own brother Kay and was subsequently stripped of the Force by Nami Sunrider. A broken Ulic betrayed Kun, leading a massive armada of thousands of Jedi and Republic starships directly to Kun's secret stronghold on Yavin 4. Realizing he was completely surrounded and facing absolute extinction, Exar Kun refused to accept defeat. He retreated to the center of his massive temples and enacted a horrific final alchemical ritual. He forcibly drained the life essence of every single Massassi warrior on the moon, consuming thousands of souls simultaneously. The sheer magnitude of this mass sacrifice allowed Kun to tear his own spirit free from his physical body, just as the Jedi unleashed a combined light-side wall of energy that completely incinerated the jungles of Yavin 4. Kun's body was reduced to ash, but his trap worked. His malevolent spirit was permanently bound to the stone walls of the Massassi temples, trapping him in a ghostly dark stasis for 4 millennia, where he would eventually wake up to haunt Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy thousands of years later. Exar Kun stands as a chilling testament to what happens when absolute genius meets absolute arrogance. He didn't care about balance, and he didn't care about politics. He cared only about his own legacy and his own power. He changed the face of galactic combat forever, leaving an indelible mark on the history of both the Jedi and the Sith. But what do you think of Exar Kun's ultimate fate? Was binding his soul to the stones of Yavin 4 a brilliant victory over death, or was it the ultimate claustrophobic prison for a man who craved galactic dominion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you to my creator patrons Aaron Hardy and D. Robert Handy, producer patron David Galindo, developer patrons Chris Androu and Sam Ruiz, and all of the YouTube members. Until we convene again, my fellow scruffy-looking nerf herders, may the Force be with you.